Hey, my friend, have you ever wondered what are the signs of spiritual warfare? Because your home has suddenly just been hit with a wave of constant bickering, irritation, or maybe a deep sense of heaviness. Ugh. That is so hard, right? Because you love your family, but you find yourself constantly guessing whether you're just dealing with a stressful week, bad attitudes, or an intentional, calculated assault from the adversary. Well, stay tuned, my friend. You are in the right place. And by the end of today's episode, you'll know how to read your home's spiritual thermostat, decode the hidden signs on your children's physical countenances, and identify the exact spiritual exit loops that are dragging your family away from God. Stay tuned.
Ordinary women, extraordinary faith. When God calls, we say yes.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Arise Women of God podcast. I'm your host, Tamara K. and today I'm so thrilled to be joined by a mother, an educator, and a community influencer, LeMira Wheelwright, to unpack this critical diagnostic skill. What are the signs of spiritual warfare? As mothers, we don't want to see a shadow behind every corner, but we cannot afford to remain blind to the enemy's footprints. To give you sharp, undeniable discernment inside your own household, we are mapping out 3 vital zones today. First is the tipping scale and the countenance shift. How to identify the exact boundary line where normal stresses cross over into an adversarial attack. Number 2, the relational micro pokes, decoding the subtle symptoms of warfare. From isolation to constant bickering to chronic doom scrolling and avoidant behavior. And number 3, the spiritual amnesia trap. The number one indicator that a spiritual attack has been successful when chaos covertly blocks you or your children from getting on your knees. But first, let's kick it off with this powerful verse, which warns us that the adversary relies entirely on operating in secret. In 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, we are reminded of the mandate to be vigilant. Listen to this. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Sisters, we know the adversary is there. We are not ignorant of his devices, as this verse says. And we need to invite God in and ask him to help us notice his attacks and be vigilant. As the operational guardians of our homes, God has given us a specialized maternal intuition to sense when something is a little bit off. LeMira is now going to share that as mothers, we are built to function as the literal spiritual thermostat in our homes.
I feel like as a mom, we're like the thermostat. We can kind of gauge what's going on. It's kind of weird. We can kind of have the big picture of our home. And I know for me recently, I was wondering that, and I feel like there's like a little tipping scale that we go from stress and then suddenly something happens and it just tips. And suddenly we feel like we're in all out spiritual warfare. And it's like, whoa. And sometimes I really think it's that this is not going to go away. Stress, it goes up and down. It fluctuates because life times and seasons, I mean, literally months of the year, depending on what's going on, our kids and their ages, it just changes. But sometimes it's how the adversary can tweak it for us. And then suddenly we feel attacked. So here are some things that I see that really indicate this is spiritual warfare. And the first thing I see is I look at either myself or my kids, and I look at the individual. And is there depression, isolation, sadness? Like I'm watching kids in their rooms, or I want to be alone all the time, or I'm just kind of feeling like there's this heavy weight. It might not be all day, but it just kind of The other one is anxiety. And to me, depression and anxiety are like sisters. They're just like, they go together. They're in the same family. And anxiety, what I feel is what I see is panic attacks. Like I'm actually seeing the constant worry of it. And it's not just like the underlying worry of getting stuff done. It's, I don't know if I can go, or I don't know if I can get this done. And I listen for these things from myself or my kids. I'm not good enough. I should just go away. I can never do this. I don't know how. This isn't, and it's a lot of I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, I'm not statements. And they're very shaming. And so to me, that is where I go, I have to go, wait a second. I got to name it. This is something's going on. There's an attack happening here. And I also look at the countenance, what's happening there. Sometimes I can see it in my kids' faces. I can see it in their body language. I can feel it in mine, where you can just kind of look and you're just like, ugh. It's the ugh or the, I can explain is the other day, one of my kids, I looked at them and I'm like, how can I help you? What's going on? Right. And literally it was finding that there was something that they were not doing or needed to do. And then within 24 hours, I'm like, oh, there it is. The light's back there. As a mom, we just know, we can sense it. We can feel it. We can see it, but we can't always put our finger on it, and say that's what it is. So that's the first sign is,
when a child's countenance drops, you can kind of feel the spiritual weather in your home shift. But the enemy doesn't stop with one individual. He leverages that internal heaviness to puncture the harmony between family members. Watch how LeMira identifies the specific relational indicators of warfare.
The second one is I look at the relationships and what's happening in how they're treating each other, or whether it's friends, family, or me, interaction there. Is there a lot of tension? Is there a lot of like, I'm going to walking on eggshells, or we're just critical of each other? Am I hearing a lot of parenting of each other? Am I critical of my kids? Am I critical of myself? A lot of tattling. And I have kids ranging from 11 to their 20s. And I still get tattling. And I'm like, so is that happening? And is there just this constant bickering where we're just picking? Or it might be on the other side of relationships. Are they avoiding social situations? Are they avoiding topics? Or is it just kind of that edgy, just to bite back real quick? Somebody asked me a question and I'm fighting back. So that's another sign of spiritual warfare. So first is the self, second is relationships. And the third one is, I call it like the outside world with the spare time. Is it that they are doing a lot of, or me in particular, avoidant behavior? Are we procrastinating? Are we doom scrolling? Are we constantly on, for my kids, as we get on YouTube shorts and we're just on the computer or the TV? Is it we're not doing the tasks? We're not being creative anymore. We're not practicing our music. We're not reading. We're not outside. So what am I doing? So I've got to look at that.
Oh, I love that so much. It's those internal thoughts. What am I thinking and what am I saying about myself? It is, how are we connecting with the rest of the world? And obviously with God, are we isolating? And those are the ripples of the adversary attacking. And kind of those extreme emotions that something is off. And I've seen it in my kids as well. So yeah, you're spot on. Those are exactly the signs. Something's off, then it's off, right? The avoidant behavior is a massive spiritual defense mechanism. It creates kind of a layer of thick static designed to paralyze your household habits. Listen as LeMira exposes the absolute final crowning sign of an ambush, the strategic disruption of your connection with the Lord.
The number one thing too is it keeping me from God and doing the things that I would normally do? Am I not getting on my knees? Am I not asking for help? Am I not making time for our family devotional? Those kind of things that normally I would do. Or it's too hard to go to church. Any of those things that forget to acknowledge Him in all things because I'm avoiding it. Or I was like, I know what He's going to say to me,
The moment you realize the sudden heaviness, the bickering, And the avoidants are not just behavioral flaws, but actual devices of the adversary. You can stop fighting your family and start fighting for them. If your motherly intuition tells you something is off in your home or in one of your kids, it is off, and God has fully equipped you to do something about it, to help you systematically run a diagnostic check over your home's current atmosphere and learn how to close opened spiritual warfare doors. We want to give you our A Mother's Spiritual Defense Guide, 6 empowering steps to fortify home and family, and you can get this free at the link below. When you open your workbook, turn directly to step number 3, Mastering Discernment. We have built out an expanded indicators of darkness checklist based on LeMira's teaching alongside the home sanctuary audit on page 11. Use it tonight to create a quick media check, blessing over the entryways of your household, and place protective shielding prayers over your children's rooms to lock the enemy out of your perimeter. You, my sister and friend, can reclaim your home as a sanctuary with Jesus Christ by your side. And until next time, may you arise, do it God's way, God strong.
If today's episode helped you feel a little closer to God, please like and subscribe. It helps us grow and ensures Heaven's whispers stay at the top of your feed whenever you need them most.